morning, YouTube friends. So here we are back on the Sporty again. I've been saying I'm going to take the bags off this thing for a while, so I think we're going to take the bags off today. Now this has not only the bags but also the sissy bar, and I think I'm going to take the sissy bar off too, and I'm just going to put some different hardware in it and mount it the way it originally was. But if I take these bolts out all at the same time, the fender's going to fall off, and we don't want that. So I'm going to swap out the bolts one at a time with shorter bolts that would be appropriate to how it was originally installed. And because of the bags, the rear turn signals have also been relocated with this fancy bracket, and they originally would have gone down here. And I don't know if I'm going to leave them where they are or if I'm going to put them back there, but we'll decide that after the bags are off. Because I'm not real thrilled about where the turn signals are mounted right now. But I don't know if I want to put them back where they originally were either. So we'll decide in a little bit. They're probably going to go back where they originally were. So these bags are actually pretty cool in that they're set up kind of like the bags on a big bike, where they've got a little quick release in there. So to take the bag off, just undo this little guy. Kind of hard to do one-handed while I'm holding the camera. And there it is. Bag removed. So we'll take these out one at a time. I've got all of them loose. So I just need to take it all the way off. I think that's a half. In typical Harley-Davidson fashion, these are a nut and a bolt rather than a bolt and a threaded hole or a nut plate or a rib nut or anything like that. You know, like you'd do anything like you'd find on a modern metric bike for the past 40 years. Because Harley-Davidson, we're stuck in the 40s. This bike was built in 2005, by the way. Nice new stainless bolt and washer. And a lock washer and a nut for the inside. And I'm not going to tighten these tight yet. I want to leave everything loose so I can wiggle the fender around to get bolts in and out more easily. So that's good enough for now. Now for this one. There's my nut plate. Gotta grab a shorter bolt. There we go. snug enough. So now it's time to decide if I want to move my turn signals back where they belong. I think I do. So I think what I'll do next is take all my bolts back out one at a time and put Loctite on them and tighten them down. And then I'll take these out. So I've got a place to put my turn signals back where they originally went. And then I'll undo the wiring for the turn signals. And I'll have to run all the wiring back through and reroute everything and all that fun stuff. So I don't think you need to watch me put Loctite on bolts, so we'll skip ahead. All right, those are all tight. Now I can take these two mounting, these screws were just put here to fill these holes. This is where the turn signals originally were mounted. So now I've got to remove the tail light to unplug the turn signals and depin the electrical connector so I can pull the wires through. Those are not going to go through there, so I am going to have to depin these connectors. Which is as easy as that. This one's going to be slightly less easy, but it's still as easy as using a little sewing pin or drapery pin. And you just kind of put it in here, and there's a little tab that you lift on, and it should be able to pull the connector apart. I'm just going to stick this down in there, find my little tab, pull it away gently so as not to break anything, because we want it to go back together again. And there we go. So now I can just pull my wires through. And it'll be the same on this side. Just push my wire through the hole. And there we go. Now I can take that whole assembly off. Because I personally feel like this big, ugly, gaumy friggin' bracket is a lot worse, a lot uglier than what the factory had for the turn signals. And the reason that the turn signals were moved up there was because of the bags. And I'm not running the bags on this bike. Bags are handy. It's nice to have something to throw your lunch in when you ride to work. But I'm not running bags on this one. I don't think these are the original bolts. So let's see if that bolt's long enough. I don't think it is. Fish my wires through. No, that bolt's not long enough. Quite a lot. And that can hang there, it'll be fine. So I need a considerably longer bolt. So these studs are quite a lot longer. So let's get them out of there and see what we can do. And again, if I grab this in the middle, it ain't going to hurt any of the threads that I'm going to be using. Go. And that'll work perfectly. If I can get the nut on. There we go. It's a half. There's a 9/16. It would work better if I had the right size socket. I think that looks a hell of a lot better than having them up here by the license plate. All right, once again, I'm going to steal the stud from my saddlebag mount. Somebody got a little crazy with the Loctite. And put this in the turn signal. That should be plenty. Yeah, I made that angry again. Oh, I bet I spun that in too deep. That's probably what its problem is. Yep, that was its problem. All right, let's install this turn signal. Just going to fish my wires through. Put the stud in the hole. Got my nut for the back side. These are self-locking nuts, so no Loctite required. Yeah, where'd my ratchet go? There it is. And there we go. So now I'll fish my wires through. All right, let's get our tail light back on. Nice and easy, side to side, a little bit at a time till they're snug. It's just plastic, so you don't have to have it super, super tight. It needs to be tight enough that it stays on and doesn't rattle loose, and that's pretty much it. If you go a little too much, you'll crack the lens. And that's plenty. Let's make sure that still lights up. So we're good to go. I'm going to put some zip ties in here up under the fender and tidy up those wires, and then I'll try and get some video of that. So here's my wiring. I just kind of try not to make anybody seasick here. Got everything kind of buttoned up in there nice. It's all run so it can't get into the tire. It's about the best you can really do. And that should be good and secure. The wire's not going to come down and get into the tire. All my lights are going to work. So I'm pretty happy. We're going to run with that. And here's how she looks on the outside. Turn signals back where they go, that nice lay down tail light. Bag's gone so you can see the wheel, nice and opened up. Looks like a proper Sportster bobber now, more or less.